There's a strange feeling we all share when we photograph strangers. That moment when you raise the camera and your brain whispers, what if they see me? What if I bother someone? Even after years of shooting, that tension never completely disappears. But something changes when you learn how to move with confidence, when you understand how to stay calm, how to read the street, and how to respect the people within it. The fear fades, your presence dissolves, and you become almost invisible. And the moment you understand this, everything about street photography opens up. Before anything else, it is important to know the laws of the country you're shooting in. I am not a lawyer and nothing in this video is legal advice. It's for general discussion only. In many places, including the UK, photographing people in public spaces can be permitted, but the exact rules vary by country and even by situation. Some places allow you to photograph public environments and the people within them, but using someone's face for commercial purposes usually requires explicit permission. So before you go out to shoot, always check the laws and the guidelines of the country you are shooting in and make sure you follow them carefully. Knowing this and understanding your limitations reduces 50% of the fear, because clarity creates confidence. Once you understand the legal foundation, you can finally focus on creating. So what's the other 50%? People often ask me whether I get shy when photographing strangers and whether I'm afraid that someone might get upset. And the honest answer is yes. Every street photographer feels that little rush of uncertainty. You're pointing your camera at another human being. Of course it creates tension. But here is the twist. Fear doesn't disappear when you avoid it. It disappears when you understand it and you face it. And with the right approach, most of this fear dissolves. The most important part of becoming invisible on the streets is confidence. If you look nervous or hesitant, people sense it immediately. If you try to hide yourself while taking photos, people get suspicious. But if you move with calm intention, you blend into the rhythm of the street, you belong there, and people subconsciously know it. Confidence isn't loud. Sometimes it's the quietest thing on the street. If you are enjoying this video so far, hit the like button and consider subscribing with the bell. Whether you choose to ask for a portrait or capture a candid moment, your energy sets the tone. When someone genuinely fascinates you and you want a portrait, honesty is your strongest tool. Instead of sneaking or hesitating, simply approach them. A clear, warm request like, "Oh, I'm working on a photography project and your hat looks great. Can I take your portrait?" It works far more often than you would expect. Most people are far kinder than the version of them we create in our head. Some will say yes, some will say no. Both answers are fine. But if you want to maximize your intentions, having a portfolio on your phone or even printed can help people understand your intentions immediately and be more willing to help.
Can I ask you something? Can I ask you something? Can you help me with a photo?
Yeah.
I just want to photograph this light. I want you to face on the side, like look towards this side. Go for it. So for example, I was going for something like that.
Okay, yeah. That's lovely, mate.
Street photography isn't always about the portraits though. Sometimes it's about the flow of the environment, the movement of the city, and the quiet moments people create without noticing. If you want to capture someone candidly while still protecting their privacy, you can capture side profiles, shadows, silhouettes, wider compositions that make them part of a larger scene, or use items and features of the environment to creatively hide parts of their faces. Candid photography for me isn't about hiding, but about observing without interrupting. You are documenting life as it unfolds naturally. One of the best ways to stay discreet on the streets, although counterintuitive, is using a wider lens, a 28 or a 35mm. When the frame is wide, the person becomes a small, natural part of a bigger story. You can also get very close, to the point that for them it feels like they're getting in the way. This way they don't feel targeted, and your camera captures everything. Wide lenses allow you to move through the streets naturally, blending into the environment while still capturing meaningful moments. But if getting close still feels intimidating, an 85mm can be your best friend. It can give you some distance without disconnecting you from the story. The compression can isolate your subject beautifully, and if you're shooting with a wide aperture like f1.8, you can still get some separation even if you're shooting from a distance. Distance doesn't always weaken your photography. Sometimes it reveals things that you would have otherwise missed up close. After shooting with an 85mm for a while, then try a 50mm and get a little closer. Then maybe a 35, a 28, and why not a 24mm, each time getting a little closer. This is a great way to build up your confidence over time. There are techniques that I use constantly on the streets that make me almost invisible. First, when someone walks towards my scene, I set my frame early. I start shooting before they enter my composition, keep shooting as they walk through, and continue after they leave. To them, it feels like they interrupted my shot, but for me, it's exactly what I was waiting for. This simple shift removes tension from both sides and keeps the scene natural. Next, I shoot fast, I don't stop. I walk through crowds, notice people and moments, and shoot as I move without overthinking my compositions. This way people don't notice me, and I also transfer a sense of motion and energy to my shots. This technique works best with a 35 or a 28mm focal length. In the beginning of my street photography journey, when the streets felt too intimidating, I used to shoot with a silent shutter. People notice the sound of photography far more than a gesture. When the camera makes no noise, you blend into the flow of the street more naturally and you reduce some of the stress. But what if you do all that and people still notice you? What then? This part surprises many beginners. If someone looks at you mid-shot, the worst thing you can do is freeze and lower the camera. This sudden reaction signals guilt and instantly creates tension. Instead, keep shooting calmly, aim at the background, the light, a building. Move naturally. Calmness and your lack of reaction tells them that the photo was never about them. Most people read your body language before they read your intentions. But what if someone decided to confront you? Eventually, someone may confront you. It happens to all of us. But confrontation doesn't have to be hostile. If someone approaches you, stay polite, calm, and friendly. Explain to them that you are a street photographer and that you are documenting life in public spaces. Offer to show them the photo. People usually soften immediately when they feel respected. And if they still feel uncomfortable, deleting the photo costs you nothing, but it gives them peace. A good photograph is not worth a ruined interaction. Street photography isn't about taking something from people. It's about observing with respect, curiosity, and intention. When you learn how to move calmly, how to be invisible, and how to capture photographs of strangers with honesty, you avoid confrontation and you grow as a storyteller. And the only way to get there is simple. Just go out and shoot. Shoot, explore, experiment, make mistakes, learn, and keep shooting. What about you? Do you feel shy on the streets or confident? What is your approach on street photography? If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe with the bell, or become a member to support the work behind these films. Now, if you want to continue your journey into street photography and learn more about composition, click and watch this video next. That was all for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, I will see you on the streets. Bye bye.